And I'm Kristen Cho.
And I'm Cameron Word.
So Cameron,
yes,
we're going to talk about sleep. We like to talk about sleep. I tell you, I thought I was the one, as like one of the few that really love to sleep, but I was listening to a comedian. I love her podcast. And she was like, oh my gosh, they were talking about, she was interviewing someone, and they were both talking about their love of sleep.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm not the only one. But I've always had a love for sleep, even in college.
Yeah.
I used to go to bed and be like, going to bed.
I do agree. Sometimes I really look forward to sleep. I get so excited to sleep that I can't sleep.
I know who it was. It was Michelle Obama.
Oh.
She said, oh my gosh, I just can't go to bed. She's like 8:30, 9, and she's like, I'm ready.
That's hilarious.
It was really fun.
After living in the White House for 8 years.
Right.
I assume she would like to sleep as much as possible.
That's right. So, our topic this month, of course, is sleep hygiene, food, alcohol, and cigarettes. So, I think these things are the things that probably disrupt your sleep.
Yeah, going to affect them in a bad way.
That's right. Doctors do say, experts say, that you should probably stop eating maybe 3 to 4 hours before sleeping.
But it feels so good.
But those midnight snacks.
Have a full belly.
I know.
Go into your warm bed.
Especially men. I hear a lot of men saying, I can't go to bed on an empty stomach.
I can't. If I'm hungry, I can't go to sleep.
You can't, right? Okay, all right. So, let's look at some expressions. D-I-A-L, dial something in.
So to dial something in means to decrease something. Maybe you're doing something a little too much.
Yeah.
So you're slowly decreasing it or fine-tuning it.
Okay.
Making it absolutely perfect.
All right, okay. How about the expression, no wonder?
So this is an expression we say by itself. No wonder.
No wonder.
So it's kind of like saying that this isn't surprising.
Okay.
It's obvious why something happened.
All right. How about, it makes sense.
Yeah. That's reasonable. That's logical.
Right.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Okay. All right. Very good. So these are our 3 expressions for today. Let's go ahead and listen to the Power Dialogue.
I think I've almost got my sleep schedule dialed in. I feel a lot better than a few weeks ago.
I'm waiting for you to say but.
But I sometimes get up for a midnight snack, and that disrupts everything.
It's no wonder you still have trouble. You should avoid food, alcohol, and nicotine for at least 2 hours before bed.
It makes sense that the body and brain can't get into sleep mode after those things.
I think you understand all you need to know for good sleep.
Please join us on page 152. Sleep hygiene, food, alcohol, and cigarettes. Peyton says, I think I've almost got my sleep schedule dialed in. I feel a lot better than a few weeks ago. So if you have something dialed in, now usually at one time we used to dial on our phones.
Yes.
Right? We would dial a phone number.
Yeah.
But in this context, what does this dial mean?
So this dial, it is based on that phone that used to do the circle around.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Because that circle is called a dial.
You mean like a sundial, too?
Yeah.
A long time ago. Yeah.
So when you see those like little buttons, but they have the lines on the side that you twist to get exactly the correct amount, you're dialing to get the correct amount. Think of like an old radio.
Yeah.
You used to twist the knob, right?
Yes, that's right.
You used to turn the dial to get the exact frequency you needed.
Okay.
In the same way, if you're dialing in your sleep schedule, that means you are changing, you're twisting the knobs of your sleep schedule to get exactly what you need.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So think of the old radio little knob.
Yeah.
That you just kind of turn.
You turn a little bit.
Yeah. Those are the good old days.
We don't really use those.
No.
I have a Bluetooth speaker.
Yeah.
That has, I guess, a dial.
It does.
To get the volume just right. But most things don't use dials anymore.
No. I used to actually have a radio with a dial. It had a very cute design.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but of course, I don't really listen to the radio now. Except for Power English and Evening Special. No, I just kidding.
Well, I just listen to the Pundi app.
Oh, Pundi, there you go.
See?
Okay. All right. So, basically what Peyton is saying is that my sleep schedule is like really nice right now.
It's perfect.
Perfect, okay? And Riley says, I'm waiting for you to say but. So, Riley knows, okay, this is all good, but there's something there. And what does Peyton say?
But I sometimes get up for a midnight snack, and that disrupts everything.
Okay, so he's got his sleep schedule dialed in. It's perfect. But Peyton still has a midnight snack. It doesn't have to be at midnight. It just means a late night snack.
Yeah, it's not exactly at
like
0
midnight.
o'clock.
Yeah,
at 12 p.m.
And Riley says, it's no wonder you still have trouble. You should avoid food, alcohol, and nicotine for at least 2 hours before bed. Okay, so our expression is, it's no wonder. Or sometimes we just say, no wonder.
Yeah. So this means, of course, there's a very obvious reason for something. So before, Riley didn't know this information. So she's like, oh, why are you having trouble sleeping?
Yeah.
Huh, that's weird. And then he says, well, I sometimes have a snack. And she's like, oh, of course. That's the problem.
It's no wonder.
No wonder you're having trouble sleeping.
Yeah. So it's just another way of saying, of course, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's no wonder. So Riley says, yeah, of course it's disrupting your sleep. So Riley says you should avoid all of these things, food, alcohol, and nicotine, for at least 2 hours before bed. I have to say, some even say 3 or 4 hours. Okay. For at least.
Yes.
Okay.
For at least means you can go further, you can do more, but this is the minimum.
The minimum.
Like you said, some people are saying 3 hours, 4 hours before bed.
Yeah.
But Riley gave the minimum. At least. For at least 2 hours.
Yeah. I really think, too, it's also age is very important, too.
Yeah, when I was young...
You can eat anything and go to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now...
No.
Gas.
No. No. Not a
veins.
No. All right. Peyton says, it makes sense that the body and brain can't get into sleep mode after those things. So if something makes sense.
That's logical. I can understand that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's reasonable. Yeah. And, so you need the body and the brain to get into sleep mode. Sleep mode is our power vocab today.
Yes, I think many people are probably familiar with this on our phones. Sleep mode, where our phone changes. Maybe it doesn't make as many noises.
The light dims.
Maybe it goes to like a redder color.
Yeah.
Not so much a blue color. But before there was the sleep mode on our phones, we would use this expression to talk about mentally being ready for bed. You know?
Yeah.
Just... You can be in any kind of mode. You can be in work mode.
Yeah,
like
true.
I am mentally ready to work.
All right, study mode.
Study mode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eating mode.
Yeah, eating mode. Yeah, Cameron's always in eating mode.
I'm ready to eat. But sleep mode is you're maybe your physical body, but definitely your brain, your mental state is ready to go to bed.
That's right. It kind of needs to turn off, right? So no stimulation.
You can be in vacation mode. Sorry, I'm not taking office calls.
Oh my gosh.
I'm in vacation mode.
Oh, love it. I love it. Riley says, I think you understand all you need to know for good sleep. So it seems that if Riley gets the late night snacks out of the way, if he doesn't eat that, then he's got really his sleep schedule really dialed in.
Yeah.
Let's listen to that one more time.
I think I've almost got my sleep schedule dialed in. I feel a lot better than a few weeks ago.
I'm waiting for you to say but.
But I sometimes get up for a midnight snack and that disrupts everything.
It's no wonder you still have trouble. You should avoid food, alcohol, and nicotine for at least 2 hours before bed.
It makes sense that the body and brain can't get into sleep mode after those things.
I think you understand all you need to know for good sleep.
It is time for Power No. Please join us on pages 154 and 155. If you dial something in, it means to make something perfect, to really polish, to kind of fine-tune, which means that you're just making adjustments so that it is just right.
Yes.
Okay? It took a few tries, but I finally got the perfect cookie recipe dialed in.
Oh, I'm excited to try one.
Okay. So, here's the thing. You could have a good recipe, right? You could have a good recipe for your cookie or whatever soup or whatever it is. But if you dial it in, it really does feel like it's perfection.
Yes.
Yeah. So, cookie's good, but if it's dialed in, it's like, oh my gosh.
The perfect recipe.
The perfect recipe. Okay, Sarah is still getting the settings on her new camera dialed in for the perfect sunset photo.
Oh. Nowadays, people use a lot of their phones.
Yeah.
Or maybe a digital camera. They do a lot of things automatically.
Yeah.
I have a friend, he received a really old camera.
Really?
Like from the 60s.
Wow.
And I tried it once. It is so hard.
Yeah. You gotta focus.
The aperture. The exposure.
Oh my gosh.
What film are you using?
Yeah.
And then trying to gauge how much sunlight there is.
Sure.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Dialing in all of those settings is an art, truly.
Is an art, truly. Yeah. I mean, I remember, I didn't have that kind of camera, but it was somewhat digital a little bit, but still you had to, there was film and everything that.
Yeah.
But, the professional photographers, they use that kind of camera.
Yeah. This one, it was you still had to wind the film.
I used to do that.
Gosh.
I know. I used to do that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It's crazy. Okay. No wonder. No wonder we love our digital automatic cameras.
Yeah.
No wonder.
So much easier.
Yeah. So no wonder means, it's not surprising. Oh, clearly.
Yes.
Okay. I've never seen so many people in this store before.
No wonder the store is packed. It's having a huge sale.
It's no wonder.
Yeah.
Sales, that's it. We love our sales.
Yeah.
He forgot to add sugar to the cake, so no wonder it tastes bland.
Yes.
Yeah. It is true that when it comes to cake, you do need the sugar.
Otherwise, it's bread.
It is.
It's,
It's true.
That's the difference between cake and bread.
So, I've made carrot cake and banana bread, and you reduce the sugar. I mean, it's still tasty, but it is kind of like bread.
It's not that, There's a reason you put sugar in things.
It is true.
Is that...
yeah. Especially when it comes to pastries and cake. Yeah, it's really true.
I know someone, she was a vegan. Sorry. For the vegans out there, I'm sorry. She made brownies, but instead of using flour,
what did she
use? Black beans and no sugar.
Oh no! Why would you have a black bean brownie?
Right? I don't eat brownies to be healthy.
is so funny.
Sometimes you just gotta have that stuff.
Yeah.
But no wonder it didn't taste good.
Yeah, that's right.
It didn't have flour and it didn't have sugar.
Yeah, so it's kind of like you wonder, well, why are you making those things if it's not having those elements?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So, no wonder. And sometimes we don't even say it's no wonder. We just say no wonder. Yeah. Like, oh, she just lost her job. So, oh, no wonder she was looking so sad.
Yeah.
Or no wonder she was so angry.
No wonder she was crying.
Yeah, no wonder. So we say that after something has happened, and then you realize, that's what it was.
If I'd known this little bit of information, it wouldn't have been a mystery.
That's right. Okay, good. Makes sense. Logical. Understandable. Reasonable. Now that you explained it, everything makes sense.
I'm happy I could help.
Okay, very good. It makes sense to bring an umbrella if it's going to rain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Logically, if it's going to rain. Yeah. I will say, culturally, in the United States, I can't talk about other Western countries.
Okay.
We don't like umbrellas.
Kind of.
I was a little shocked when I first came to Korea how often people use umbrellas.
Yeah.
Like if it's a little bit of rain.
They won't. Yeah, Americans won't use the umbrellas.
Especially American men.
Yeah, they do not.
I don't know what it is.
Do they think it's a masculine thing? Yeah.
When I went back to the States, I was using my umbrella because I didn't want to get rained on.
Right.
Obviously.
But there were a lot of men who were not using their umbrellas.
Like looking at me like, why are you...
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or another, snow.
Yes.
An American will never, ever use an umbrella for snow.
When it snows.
But
Almost
I come to
never.
here and they do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense.
It makes sense.
It's so logical. Of course, there is white, fluffy ice falling from the sky.
It's wet.
Of course I want an umbrella.
You see, you got to follow the Korean way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Our power pattern today is for at least, which is the minimum. Okay? Let the pizza dough rest for at least 2 hours.
You can do more. You could go for 3 days.
Yeah, you can go for 3 days.
Yeah. We recently went to a restaurant that did that. Don't call the hospital for your test results for at least 3 days.
Yes, that's right. You got to wait. 3 days, at least.
They will be ready.
Okay. Very good. And do check out our Power Vocab Sleep Mode on page 156. And what else should our listeners do?
Please go to Audio Hakdang, and for a small monthly fee, you get so much great English language content.
And Cameron, it just makes sense.
It does.
It makes so much sense.
So logical.
Yeah. It's so little money for so much great content.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.